Alright, James, and we've got you under the FS200, which is the laser that performs the creation of the flap for you. Dr. Scoper has numbed your eyes as well as inserted a lid speculum, and you're seeing everything exactly how Dr. Scoper is. So the top of your eye is at the bottom of the screen. And James, if you look in your pupil, you'll see the horseshoe band of lights. That's your focal point. Alright, and right now Dr. Scoper is connecting a device called the interface, and the interface is what allows the laser in the eye to make contact. And you're doing a wonderful job so far. James, since you're seeing everything exactly how Dr. Scoper is, you'll see him change the lens a few times to get into focus. Alright, and at this point, James, this is where you're experiencing the dark gray that Kristen and Dr. Scoper had forewarned you about. Reason being is because the interface is making eye with contact. The interface is making contact with the eye, and it's blocking any light that would be able to come through. And now that the eye and the interface have made contact, we're just waiting for the laser to channel through. As it is right now, you'll see the flap is being created. You'll notice at the top of the eye, at the bottom of the screen, that the hinge will remain intact. And that pressure and that grayness is now alleviated. You did a wonderful job. The worst of it is over. We'll create the other flap in the other eye and move you under to the Allegretto wave light, which is the laser that will perform the vision correction for you. Again, you did a wonderful job. Alright, James, and we've got you under the Allegretto wave light, which again is the vision correction laser. Dr. Scoper has added more numbing drops, as well as non-adhesive lash tape and a lid speculum. So you're not feeling any pain or discomfort, and hopefully that volume is making you feel nice and at ease. Alright. And what we're going to do here is the vision correction, so we'll lift that flap that we created with the FS200. Having the cornea exposed, we'll do the vision correction with the Allegretto wave light, and we'll put that flap right back in place, having that flap serve as your eye's natural bandage. Alright, and now Dr. Scoper is using an orientation marker to mark the flaps as an extra precaution to ensure that the flaps are right back in place. And again, he does it just because he's a perfectionist. And that's moistened gauze. This is going to help keep your eye hydrated through the procedure. Alright, and right now Dr. Scoper is introducing a utensil called the Lasik spatula. And the Lasik spatula will be what allows, what Dr. Scoper uses to lift the flap. And James, this part always looks a little bit unusual, maybe even a little eerie, but rest assured that you're not feeling any pain or discomfort. Most people who watch this DVD or watch their DVDs are in awe that this is what we're doing at this point because they have no idea. They're not feeling any of this. Alright, and we now have your cornea exposed. With the exposed surface of the cornea, we'll perform the vision correction laser, which again will reshape the cornea to ensure your best quality vision. And Dr. Scoper is just getting that laser aligned before we begin. And you'll hear that soft hum. I do apologize, the hallways are a little busy. And see that glistening in the screen? That was the vision correction laser reshaping the cornea. And before I could finish that, we were done. And Dr. Scoper is just going to irrigate the eye, or rehydrate the eye, and put that flap right back in place. And James, you can see in your pupil that green blinking light as well as the stadium lights. This was your focal point during the procedure. So Dr. Scoper is just irrigating or rehydrating the eye and putting that flap back in place. In case you're wondering, those orientation marks are temporary. Most of them will wash off before the end of this procedure, but if any is remaining, your tears will naturally flush it off when you wake up from your nap. And you've got gorgeous blue eyes. They're absolutely stunning. And James, you'll notice a little bit of pinkness on the white of your eye. It's completely normal. That'll go away on its own in about 1 to 2 weeks. And right now, Dr. Scoper is just soothing and smoothing the eye, giving you a complimentary eye massage. But really what he's doing is he's just working at any bubbles, wrinkles, or creases that might be in the flap. Alright, and Dr. Scoper's just making sure that that flap is perfectly back in place. Again, the purpose of the orientation marks are really coming into play. And as you're watching this, James, remember the top of your eye is at the bottom of the screen, so that hinge that we created with the FS200 has remained intact. Alright, everything looks wonderful. We're going to give your eye a quick timeout, allowing it to retain some oxygen, and as it's being left alone and getting the oxygen worked in, it's starting to help already adhere or heal itself. And we're going to go ahead and administer the first round of drops for you. The first one is going to be a thick, clear drop, the prednisolone, and the second will be a more runny, milky drop, the Vigamox.
Talk to you at the end of today, so I won't forget.
Not a problem. You guys have a great day. Alright, and here comes the drops. Again, the first one is the thick, clear drop, and the second will be the more runny, milky drop. Dr. Scoper is going to remove the lash tape, which was non-adhesive, as well as the lid speculum. And he will have you blink. This will again show off the strength of the cornea, for as you blink, that flap will begin to remain in place. It's already starting to heal itself. Alright, and we're all done with that eye. You did a wonderful job. We'll go ahead and move on to the next eye, and we're one step closer to your best corrected vision.